gambit.
Okay.
Kyle and I are going to go head-to-head, rapid-fire style, to draft the first 16 picks of the 2021 NFL Draft. What we're going to do is put 15 seconds on the clock, and then we're going to go back and forth quick, like a game of speed chess, until we had the first 16 picks in the entire draft. The thing here is we don't know who has the first, third, fifth, seventh, or the second, fourth, sixth. We need a coin toss to decide who has the first. Sean O'Hara, would you mind tossing a coin?
Who's going to call in the air?
Of course,
Peter?
yeah.
In the air?
I'd love to help you guys
I will
out
call
in your
it in the
search
air.
for Bobby Fischer. All right. Shregs, you call it in the air. Heads or tails?
Heads.
It is a head. You go first. That
We're
changes
still
everything
lucky
for
when
you,
I need
Kyle.
him. I thought it was wrong.
I will make the first. Can we get a little mood lighting here? We're going to get a little intensity here.
Rapid
Peter, I want you to know I ate all those green pills. I can
That's
see
right.
all my picks on the ceiling. I'm ready.
The tranks. All right, here we go.
I see them all there. Go ahead, Peter.
First pick, Jacksonville Jaguars on the clock. I don't need all 15 seconds. It will be Trevor Lawrence, quarterback out of Clemson.
You pleased with that pick?
I like that
No-brainer.
pick. Trevor Lawrence.
All right, Peter left all kinds of fat on the bone there. He didn't need to think about it. I'm going to go with the number 2 pick in the NFL draft. The New York Jets are going to select Justin Fields.
Whoa!
All
right.
Hey, don't tell me who they're taking. We got weeks left. I got sources. I like Fields. I'm bringing Fields to New York. Zach Wilson, do with that what you will. Fields coming to New York.
Third overall, the San Francisco 49ers. They have won several Super Bowls. They've won one of them with a BYU quarterback named Steve Young. They go right back to the pipeline with the third overall pick doing flips. The San Francisco 49ers get Zach Wilson.
All right, here we go. I am on the clock at number 4. And now, Peter, we're doing this trade-free.
Trade-free, Falcons.
Trade-free, no trades. So with the Atlanta Falcons, man, do I go quarterback? No, sorry, Peter, this guy ain't falling to you. With the number 4 pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Kyle Pitts, tight end from Florida. Too good to pass on. Matt Ryan's going to go to work with them. We're going to try to get back into that postseason. I think I have the best player on the board.
All right, so we got 3 quarterbacks off the board,
Yes,
and
thanks,
now
Kyle.
Pitts, the tight end.
Yes.
Bengals, it's going to be either offensive tackle or the wide receiver who my quarterback played with and had 20 touchdowns with. I'm going to go offensive tackle out of Oregon. Penei Sewell is the 5th
love Penei
overall
Sewell.
pick.
Wow.
Penei Sewell to the Bengals. You're on the clock at 6.
You know, you do all these mocks, and sometimes they don't go the way you want, and you're just so frustrated. But then sometimes your guys just keep falling to you. This is beautiful. I can see it all here. Oh, man, we need the Dolphins to get back in the chase at number 6, and they're going to do it with LSU. Jamar Chase, come on down to Miami. No State, Texas, baby. Woo! Tua, having a party right now.
7. The quarterback is still on the board there, Trey Lance. If I'm the Lions, do I want to take Trey Lance right here? That is the question. 7th overall. Mac Jones is still on the board. Do I want to take Mac Jones here? I am going to go with a boring pick, but the right pick.
What do you got?
Rashawn Slater, offensive
Slater's really
tackle
good.
out of Northwestern, going 7th
Nicely
overall
done.
to the Detroit Lions.
I hate to keep saying this, Peter, but like I'm running my picks up, my cards. All the guys I want are falling to me. And here I have the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, Sam Darnold there now. Matt Rule, a wild man, in which I'm going to kind of echo in that type of mentality. With the number 8 pick, the Carolina Panthers take quarterback Trey Lance.
Wow!
We're going to take a ride on this express. I'm going to hitch my wagon to this guy. I love it. This is a Matt Rule type of chucker. Sorry, Sam Darnold, but we're bringing a new guy in, and it's Trey Lance. You shook, Peter?
I am, because the Broncos at 9, suddenly you're looking at this Alabama quarterback and you're like, do I actually like this guy? I mean, I know the mock drafts will have him going 3rd overall.
Yes.
But if he doesn't go 3rd overall, where does he go? I don't think the Broncos can pass on Mac Jones. I'm going to go 9, Denver Broncos, Mac Jones as the now 40th next John Elway since John Elway has retired. I'm going Mac Jones as the
Jones,
Denver
wow.
Broncos.
Elway going in again. So that brings me to an interesting team. At the number 10 pick, it's America's team. It's the Dallas Cowboys. And I have said I will personally fly down to Texas and start a fight if they do not draft a defensive player.
Yep.
There's no quitting. But there is Kwity in Dallas. I'm going to go Kwity Paye, the edge rusher from Michigan. We need someone who can put on a pair of shoulder pads and wrap up a ball carrier. I think Kwity Paye will do that. And I'm very pleased with how this is going, Peter. I was nervous about this segment. This draft thing is not that hard.
11th overall. The New York Giants are on the clock. Both Alabama receivers are there, and yet I'm not taking either one. I'm taking the Alabama corner. Give me Patrick Surtain, the 2nd, with the Giants at 11. We got to hurry this up. Let's go. 12.
I'm going to go
Eagles.
Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith. We're we're going back to a wide receiver in Philadelphia. Devontae Smith is off the board. He's going to Philly. Peter, you're on the clock.
13. I'm looking what we got here. Los Angeles Chargers. You know what? I didn't think he'd be sitting here. I'm going to take another wide receiver at Alabama. Jalen Waddle to the Chargers.
Nice.
Justin Herbert gets another weapon.
Wow.
14. Minnesota Vikings. You're on the clock.
Okay, 14. Mike Zimmer's defense is taking huge shots. I'm going to go Asante Samuel Jr. We need more
Wow.
help. I know they have young corners. Can't have too many good defenders against Aaron Rodgers. Asante Samuel Jr. off the clock.
15.
Off
New
the
England
board.
Patriots. Everyone thinks they're going to go offense. But I'm looking at a player on defense right now. I kind of like, no, I can't. I got to take a pass catcher. But gosh, who's the fourth?
Come on, Peter.
Patriots. Going with J.C. Horn, Joe Horn's son, the cornerback out of South Carolina. They went corner. Patriots fans going nuts right now.
Yeah,
Last
Peter,
pick,
you better be on the cell phone. You're going to be getting fired.
Cardinals, 16.
Here we go. Simple. Oh, there's so much great offense. So much great offense. No. Give me my guy out of Virginia Tech, the corner, Caleb Farley, who I still think could be the best corner on the draft. We're taking all kinds of Peter. There's been a run on cornerbacks.
We have 16 picks. Can we take a look at the results? Do we have the results? Or
No,
we have
we'll
to
see
come
them
back
next
and we'll do
segment.
them after?
Quarterbacks
We
and
just
corners.
decide that we love the segment.
That was
We just love the
exhilarating.
segment, love the bells. Great job, guys.
Woo!
Who did you take?
Guys, still to come.
J.C. Horn, it's
And
Joe
the
Horn's son.
NFC has to absolutely nail the draft. We're going to talk about it next as a Monday edition of Good Morning Football continues. NFC North supremacy.
If you're going to beat the Packers, you got to find a way to get to Aaron Rodgers, right? So I go back to the NFC Championship game, the Super Bowl. How did you do that? And you look at what happened when David Bakhtiari went down, their left tackle, and Billy Turner had to slide out. So I'm going to say the Chicago Bears because I think they still have the best front in that division. And I think when you look at defensively what they can do, look, this is how you're going to win the division. You got to get after the quarterback. Khalil Mack's got to be a monster of the midway again, and this defense has been watching the offense kind of sputter for the last couple of years, and I think they still have some gas in the tank. So, that's really the way to slow down Aaron Rodgers. I think defensively, that's the heart and soul of this team. Andy Dalton could certainly help with a couple of big throws, but you look at what they've got up front. Akeem Hicks, when he's healthy, how tough he is to handle. So I like Chicago. I'm all about
even in the B-roll we just ran, we couldn't even find highlights of the Bears hitting the Packers. They barely exist. We're seeing them against the Vikings. It doesn't really exist, Peter.
Yeah, and that's why I'm taking the Vikings. I think the Bears have this giant mountain of the Packers that they just haven't been able to get past in recent years. The Vikings have had success against the Packers. Seems like every year Cousins beats Rodgers at least once, or they tie him, or they give him a battle. And last year the Vikings are in this terrible season. Packers need to win. They're at home. The Vikings beat them. And Cousins, to me, for whatever reason, goes head-to-head with Rodgers and shows up. Vikings, very big year for Mike Zimmer, an even bigger year for Kirk Cousins. But I would say of these three remaining teams, it's a big gap. It goes Packers, big breath, and then I think Vikings, Bears, and then the Lions below that.
Yeah, this is when if Nate was here, he'd be like, the only team that can beat the Packers are the
Packers.
Whoa.
Or themselves.
Nate does like to say that. I would go Minnesota too. Let's just show me what you've done lately. I know the Bears did it in 2018. It feels like a long time ago. But I just still have visions of Dalvin Cook just running right through the Packers secondary, just destroying them over and over. And I also think that, now that Stafford's gone, I think Kirk Cousins takes up that mantle in the NFC North of the overlooked, disrespected quarterback who's not as good as Rodgers. Cousins is good, by almost every single metric. And then you have this guy. So I think it's almost a non-Bears and Lions pick by default taking the... is anybody passionate at this table about who's going to take out the Packers? Sean, I didn't say there's a lot of fire coming for you from the Bears. I'm not giving it for Minnesota. It's just... we have to have an answer to the question. But I look at number 12 and I'm like, I don't know if it's anybody.
Well,
The funny thing is, it's not always just an indictment on those other teams. It's just that's how good Green Bay is. They were 13-3 last year. They didn't have a flaw until Bakhtiari went down. And so it's, to your point, it's such a huge drop-off right now.
The Packers do not appear to be in jeopardy to me right now.
No, but their best chance of...
Well played.
The other team's best chance is if he does get Jeopardy, and maybe he falls in love with Jeopardy, and maybe Rodgers goes away.
And then he's out.
And then maybe there's a
And it's
chance.
Jordan Love.
Hemingway for
there we
400.
go. Guys, I was so
Got
excited.
your daily double.
For what?
I was so excited to tell you guys I was going to give my best three-word answer ever. And then you said it. Only the Packers. This is my chicken scratch from way before the show. Only the Packers. I'm with you.
I looked on your
We are-
homework and stole it, Kim.
Is that what it was?
Old trick.
No
back
way.
in
Don't
high
want to
school.
do that with math.
There's no
so
way.
Just so you know.
Kyle can't
Stay
read
away from
cursive.
me with math.
No, that's great,
All right,
Kim.
guys. Well, J.J. Watt was one of the pro signings of the offseason. But will he have the biggest impact? We are playing